Hi. So now here we're at week 10 of the Artist Way, doing the tasks. Lovely. Okay, so the first task, she was kind of pulling in the whole concept of the deadline. So it's those creative blocks that we put up that make it so we don't have to be creative. We don't have to feel the goodness and the happiness and the joy and the abundance of the creativity, that energy from the source. We do other stuff, sabotaging behaviors, addictions, so we don't have to feel that feeling. So what she wanted you to do is take a piece of paper, so 7 strips of paper, and on each strip you would write one of them alcohol, the other drugs, followed by sex, work, money, food, and then family, friends would be on one. Okay, so then what she wants you to do is to put them in a little envelope and then pull them out, and then for each one you draw out, you're going to write 5 negative things that have come from you using that as a blockage or as a sabotaging addiction behavior, however the language is you want to use. And then you're supposed to do this 7 times. So in theory, you could pull out the same one 7 times and then have 5 different negative things each time you pull it out, or you could have a combination. You know, maybe you have sex, money, family, friends, whatever the other one was, drugs, right? So I did this. So hit subscribe so you can hear what my 5 negative sins were, the negative impact that I had from the sin that I would pull out. Okay, the first one I pull out is alcohol. All those who know me, I haven't had a drink in 7 years, going on 7 years this year, I do believe, right? That's a long time without Gibson's or Alberta Springs. I also really enjoyed White Owl. I like the rye. Anyway, 7 years since I've had a drink. So what were some of the negative things that I may have experienced because I was drinking? It's a waste of money, bloating, a time waster, and hanging out with other drinkers and less active. So that was my first pullout, okay? The second one I pulled out for a sin would be food. I struggled with that a little bit because I really don't find food to be my issue. If anything, I don't like it. I don't like eating. It's a thing. So anyway, I had to find 5 negative things from food. Well, obviously, number 1 would be weight gain. And then that unpleasant feeling when you eat it. So when it's in your mouth, the texture, the sounds. Sometimes it's just not pleasant to eat. That whole motion, chewing. Also, when you eat, you have to deal with the bodily responses to food being in your system, which could be gross, right? And then using food to eat, right? So you don't have to talk. So if you're with somebody, if you're eating, you're looking busy, you don't have to talk or engage with them because you're eating, your mouth is full. So using it as an excuse to kind of avoid talking to people. And again, I guess 5 is the same idea. So acting like food is why you're there. So if you're in a cafe eating, it's easier to eat in a cafe by yourself eating than sit there and maybe have a coffee by yourself. Eating at least makes more sense. Why you're going to be there, I don't know. Like I said, I was kind of stretching at that one. So then I had to pull out another one, and alcohol came up again. And I was like, oh, really? It's been 7 years. But, okay, what are some of the things that are negative impact? These are all different than the first 5 that I had come up with. Weight gain, similar to food though. But weight gaining, if you're drinking a lot, your skin goes a kind of a icky color, right? You know, that look of that alcoholic skin color. Lack of memory could happen. And then just being detached, or like, you know, not doing any activities. Like, you'd be choosing activities that you could drink, right? That's when you're planning, you'd be making sure that you'd be able to drink, or how would you get booze there? I don't know. And then booze breath would be another one. So then in it goes, and then I pull out another one, and drugs came up this time. Could be a time waster, loss of memory, loss of motivation, loss of train of thought, and having to sneak it could be, I guess, depending on drugs. So then I pull out another sin, and family, friends come up. So again, remember, she wants us to really identify the negative things that we tend to do. to block our energy, our creative energy, right? Stop us from feeling good. So when you hang out with people that don't make you feel good, purposely, like you hang out with people you know that don't make you feel good, that's going to be stopping your creativity. Doing things that you don't want to do, and then like really having that poor space or boundaries. Having to meet their friends or having to socialize could be a negative impact because you don't want to bring people in. Gossip, hurt feelings. And when you start socializing and being around people, that usually comes along with it. Lying, sneaking around, people do that. Hiding shit, that kind of stuff. So then in I go again, and I pull out money. And so negative things about money. This one I kind of struggled with because I've been really trying to challenge my perception of money. Because remember, money's my friend. We have a new relationship. Money is good. It's pure, and it's necessary to achieve what you want to achieve, your accomplishments and experiences. So money really does me no harm. It actually makes me quite happy, and it makes my friends and family happy. Money's not a bad thing, but I did have to come up with some negative things in association with money. So, you know, money really limits your experiences or your opportunities because unfortunately some things cost money, and if you don't have the capacity to be able to manifest the money or make it happen, you're not going to be able to do it. So it can hold you back. It defines you. It could lead to greed, and it will change you. So those would be the 5 impacts of money. And then I had to draw again, because remember, 7 times, there's 7 different sins. And last one, alcohol. And I was like, really? God, you guys would love to know about negative impact of sex. But no, I get alcohol again. And so I'm like, okay, well, negative things that come from drinking would be headaches or being tired, being maybe slow in your reactions, need to have it with you, kind of numb feelings and not really feeling anything, and poor choices. So that's what my task 1 was, pulling out my different sins and then recognizing the negative things that came out of it. So I guess she really wants you to recognize the blocks that you have. But like I said, we got to remember, I'm doing this book 3rd time around and in a total different head place than I was the previous 2 times. And I've come so far that I really think a lot of this has already been done. You get what I mean? So let's celebrate and have validation for that. Okay, the next task, task 2. And I was like, thank God. It was all about writing down things that you love, right? So just like touchstones of things that you enjoy, that bring you pleasure, that you love. And I really needed that after having to come up with the negative stuff. So things like, and I just kind of went on my page and just let it all out. Rocks, moss, fires, fireplaces, amber, crystals, driftwood, ideas, veggie hot dogs, soft fluffy material, gelato, comfy shoes, Sadie, Veronica Marlowe snuggles, flowing dresses, the color purple, incense, candles, clocks, mirrors, herbs, broccoli and cheese, fields, baking, rocking, London fogs, suns, gardens, carrots, rivers, rings, music, walks on the river, birds singing and flying, the moon, the warmth, the dance, magic, friends and laughing, cookies, ice cream, especially caramel ice cream, popcorn, nachos, opportunities, kayaking, mountains. So all those are things that bring me joy. Now what she wants you to do is to make a list of them and have them in your office, in your car visor, in your mirror, blah, 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 blah. I so don't need to do that. I know what I enjoy. I bring it into my practice every day. So yay. But I was so grateful to be able to write this list out after having to do the negative stuff in the task before. So good call on that one, I say. All right, task 3, it just keeps getting better, is the awful truth, right? So recognizing what habits are getting in the way. And so let me just bring this up here so we can look at it. So basically the awful truth, answer with the truth. What habit do you have that gets in the way of your creativity? Right? So then I said, doing a whole bunch of things at once and then procrastinating. Like making a video. So that's what I picked. Procrastinating making videos, especially for Instagram, so like the short ones. So like doing some kind of motivation or affirmation or some kind of video, that I procrastinate on that. Okay, so why do you think that might be a problem? And I'm like, because I'm waiting to get inspired. I'm waiting to get that energy. I'm waiting to have that moment that I feel like I should do it. And waiting for that moment, waiting to be inspired, waiting for motivation, that actually is the problem. Because we know that motivation isn't just going to come, right? We have to make it ourselves. So what is the payoff in holding on to this block? Well, the payoff is that it doesn't get done, and then I don't feel accomplished. So that means I don't accomplish it, which means it can't be taken away from me. Yay! Boils down to that. And then it just proves once again that it was a silly idea that I got in my head, and how stupid was I to think I could do this, blah, blah, blah. The whole committee of assholes really chattered on that one. The next one is, hang on, tell the truth. Which friends make you doubt yourself? I think I know who the people are, but I don't really hang out with them much or don't talk to them about certain things, right? Like, why set myself up? I've really been living, only hanging out with people that make me feel good. And if you don't make me feel good, I don't want to hang out with you. Ew. Like, I want to surround myself with people that make me feel good, that I make them feel good, that there's a really healthy exchange, right? So I kind of know that. And I really know the people, and that's the next one, who are the people that make you feel good, that people support you, that you feel like you're accomplishing. And believe me, I know those people, and those are the people that I really seek out and want to have around me, that I know can celebrate, that I can go to and kind of figure out like what's going on, which leads to another question, which was what kind of, let me just flip it over here. So constructive habits do you have with certain people, right? That make you feel good. And those constructive habits are like talking or having a question or, being able and feeling safe to talk about something that you might be confused about or resistant to or hesitant to or confused about, and feeling safe to be able to go to that person knowing that they can help you without judgment walk through it. And so I know who those people are. Because they were also asking about, the destructive people and what does that look like? And when you are around people who are more destructive, unhelpful in your creative energy manifestation, they're the ones that are going to be gossiping and talking about negative things and talking about how life hard is, and, just wearing that lens of lack, which you need, but you don't want that around all the time. Well, you don't need it, but I get it. I totally get it. I'm aware of these people in my life. That's the whole takeaway from this task. I'm aware, and I seek the people to be around me that are going to help with the energy and lifting us up. And I want to help them too. We get excited together. It's so much nicer to be with someone and be excited and have like aha moments and like that momentum really up and excited about your passion and your purpose than being with someone that kind of like sucks you all down. Kind of why I want to change my career up a little bit. Task 4 is about bottom line. And her bottom line is basically just the workaholic thing again, and just being aware of where you're at. And so she's just noticing that if you working late at night, if you're like working past your time, or you keep getting interrupted, that's why you have to keep working, just having a boundary. And that bottom line is basically a boundary. And she had things like, I will no longer work weekends, or I will no longer bring work with me on social events, or I will no longer place work before my creative commitments, that kind of thing. I'm going to pick one which is no longer working on weekends. No work on weekends. I've actually been pretty good about that, and I'm going to continue with that one. And then the next one, which is the same task, but it's about cherishing. And so really celebrating things that you've been doing for yourself. I was all over that one. Really? So, let's see. List 5 small victories. Well, I've had some pretty brilliant ideas the last couple days. Not today, though. But I did have a good couple days there with some really good ideas. I actually acted on one of them. I reached out to an app company to see how I can maybe get this app made and what that looks like, and actually found out that, hey, it's doable and we want to help you with it, and let's go to the next step. So yay me. This will be my 7th year with no booze. I think that's a victory. I'm moving my body more. I'm actually sleeping. I'm still not sleeping straight throughout the night, but I am getting way better quality of sleep, and I can totally tell with that. The next one was 3 nurturing actions you took for yourself, your artist. Well, you know what? I'm sorry, but my London fogs every morning is actually a luxurious, comforting thing that I do, part of my routine, and I really feel like I spoil myself. I feel relaxed. I feel like I can do anything with my London fog first thing in the morning. It's a whole thing for me. So I really think that's one. Walking in the rain and having ice cream in the rain. That was our date the other day with my artist and myself. 3 actions to comfort the artist. Again, it's wearing like snuggly clothes or a snuggle blanket. And hang out with people who make me feel good about myself, and going for a nap. I've noticed I started taking the advice that if I really start getting into a negative headspace or like negative thoughts, or I just can't get past of something that's holding me back, go have a nap. Really, it helps. Because you wake up and you're like, whoa, ground zero, and you can start over again, right? Some 3 nice promises that you could do for yourself. So what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to buy a new plant. I am going to dance at the river, and I'm going to have a nice bath. Even though I have a bath every morning as part of my routine, my soft launch to the day, I want to have a nice relaxing bath at night as well with some of my milk baths. So that's lovely. And do a lovely thing every day. And again, I do that. My morning routine is a very lovely thing that I do for myself every day, and I love it. And it includes having a nice bath and having some really calming, affirming kind of music, and being able to have a London fog and spending time with my crystals, and just really setting myself up in a really good headspace and being empowered for the day. And I think that's a lovely thing for me to do. So that was your task 5. And that's all there was. And then there are check-ins that you do at the end, like how many days did you do your morning pages? I missed a day again. And on the weekend, I only did 1 page instead of 3. So I'm okay with that. Because I also write and journal throughout the day, so I feel like it's not like... But I get the purpose of the morning pages. And I find that on the weekends, I struggle more to do it, right? The weekdays, I'm really good. Get up right away. That's part of my routine. The weekends, I find that I kind of struggle, but I do get it done. I did do the artist date, went for ice cream in the rain, and for a walk. Felt really good. Like a little kid eating ice cream in the rain. Like, it really was a cool experience. There was some synchronicity this week. Again, it seems like a little bit of a blah, but really it's not. I say blah, but if I actually really look, there was something every day, just maybe not something that was aha kind of moments, right? And that's okay. It happens. You can't have aha all the time. Anyway, that's where we're at. Now I just finished week 10. We're going to do week 11. Week 11 is recovering a sense of autonomy. That's really interesting because last week I was talking about, and it was all about autonomy for my clients and their kiddos. So that's really interesting. I'm really curious to know how that's going to play out this week. So that was The Artist Way, Julia Cameron, and hit subscribe so you can follow and see what happens for week 11. Have a great day.